Hey everyone, today I want to talk about when to poach in terms of what you should be looking for on the other side of the court with what your opponents are doing. Then I also want to cover how to poach, and this really ties into the technique, how you should be moving, where your eyes should be. And then we'll also talk about probability and how it really ties into poaching and making a move in doubles. And I encourage you to think about making a move and poaching in doubles through the lens of probability, and we'll cover that in just a little bit. So let's go ahead and we'll take a look at this footage. We'll play it in half speed. I was lucky enough to get footage of Casper Ruud playing with, I think I'm going to butcher this name, it's Ulrich Ikeri, and they're playing Donna Vekic and Ivan Dodig on the other side. Now, Ivan Dodig, along with Austin Krajicek, is currently the best doubles player in the world. So I think Austin Krajicek is actually ranked number 1 and Dodig is number 2. But as a pair, they sit atop the rankings at the time of making this video. So let's talk first about when to poach. As the returner's partner, Dodig is looking at a few things. The first thing he's looking at is, what is the server's partner doing? He's looking at Ikeri right over here, and notice how his eyes are on Ikeri. What you sometimes see with club players, recreational players, is their eyes go all the way back to their partner. And really, you don't want to be swinging your head back and forth that way. You want to keep your eyes looking forward in general, and then the more you do it, the more you'll become comfortable reading the cues of your opponents and how they're moving. And based on that, you can make decisions on where to move and where to poach. So Ruud gets a decent serve in. Now, Vekic does a great job of defending with, she's got her open racket face, so that could have potentially been an opportunity to poach for Ikeri. But now watch what Dodig does. Watch how his eyes go from Ikeri to tracking the ball and then tracking Ruud. One of the first opportunities that you should be looking for to poach is if you're playing a pairing who is serving, the server lands inside the court like Ruud does here, but they're not serving and volleying, because if Vekic lands the ball, she's landed the ball maybe, let's take a look, maybe 4 feet beyond the baseline. Even there, Ruud, he has to back up to make the hit. So Ruud is moving back this way. And this is where the probability of poaching really comes into it. Let me set these windows up and then we'll talk about it, okay? Many times when I speak to players who are new to doubles, or they might even have been playing doubles for a while, one of the fears that they have is, oh, what is it going to look like if I get passed down the line or if I make a mistake when I'm poaching? And really, no one at a higher level of doubles is worried about getting burnt, because it's all about probability. It's going to happen sometimes where you're going to get passed down the line, where your opponent hits a great shot down the line, or he or she perhaps catches it late and the ball goes into perhaps this right window over here. But in this scenario, I want you to think about probability. Ruud is backing up. What are the chances that he's going to hit the ball through this white window here versus the red ones? They're pretty high. They're pretty high. If you were a betting person, you would say he's going to hit through this white window. And yeah, I'll give you the caveat. As players get better and better, their targeting becomes way more exclusive, and maybe Ruud is able to get it consistently through here. But if he's backing up, you have to take that risk or gamble to go forward and make a move in this window. The other time that you should be looking to make a move is, let's say if you're engaged in a cross-court rally, let's say if Ruud and Vekic are engaged in a cross-court rally, and if Vekic is able to land the ball anywhere here, if Vekic is able to land the ball deep and make Casper Ruud back up behind the baseline, that's also an opportunity for the player in Dodig's spot to make a move. Because again, think about it in terms of probability. Which window is the player more likely to hit through? It's that white one. Yes, they may look to get it towards the borders of that white window, but they're still more than likely going to get the ball through the main window of the court. The next thing I want to talk to you about is how do you do it? How do you make a poach? So Ruud gets a serve in. Notice that Dodig's eyes are just on Ikari here. As soon as he realizes Ikari's not making a play on that ball, look at how he moves. He's moving forward straight away. He's tracking the ball. And I believe this is really where something important happens. He's identified that this ball here is going to be causing Casper Ruud to move back. It's going to cause Casper Ruud to move backwards. And, talking about when to poach, we just spoke about that. That's an opportunity for you to make a move. Now, I want you to pay attention to how he moves. He's going to move forward first and then to the side. Many times I see recreational and club players, when they make a poach, they go straight to the side. If you go straight to the side, you're going to open a large window for your opponent to pass you through. Regardless if you're at the 3-5, 4-0, 4-5, 5-0 level, the pass will become a little bit easier if you make the move to the side too early, which is where I want you to watch how Dodig moves, okay? We'll take it back just a few frames. The ball has cleared Ikari. Now look, he's moving forward. And now, really the time to make the move sideways is when your opponent is just about to strike the ball. When the opponent's racket is falling and they're about to strike the ball, that's when you make the move to intercept. Okay, and now look at what he does with his technique so well. So because he's moving forward, he has a momentum source of power, which is one of the sources of power on the volley. The other one is the speed of the incoming ball. Okay, so he's stepped off his left foot. Now he's set his right foot, and now look at his racket. You can actually see his racket face. You can see his strings here. They're pointing towards the target. Why do I want to point that out? It's because he just has less calculations to make to get the racket face into contact. Okay, so it's almost like he's taking a wall straight to the ball, and notice that he's pushing off his right foot, his left foot is in the air when he's making contact, and then all he has to do is he just has to push the strings outwards to the target, which makes this really an effective textbook poach. So I'll summarize it really quickly. The serve goes in, the server's partner doesn't make a play on the ball, the returner puts the ball deep enough that the server moves back, which is a sign for Dodig that he needs to make a move. He goes forward, he's waiting until the opponent's racket starts to fall, and then he goes to the side, he presents the strings to the target, he steps and pushes, and that's what makes this really a fantastic poach to emulate. So there you go. Hope that helped with when you should poach in terms of what are the signs you should be looking for, then how should you do it, how should you be moving, what are the patterns of movement you should follow, and hopefully that conversation about probability and thinking about probability of where the ball will go will help you to be a little bit more aggressive when it comes to your doubles play.